Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Want to talk about how rigged the NFL is and the significance of Lamar Jackson tossing 5 touchdowns and scoring 42 points and eclipsing Michael Vick's rushing record as a quarterback on Thursday Night Football, December 12th, 2019. We're going to start right here. We're going to go back to September 3rd, 2019. This was on the front page of ESPN. Year of the Black QB. And on Patreon, we talked about how this was very interesting because in August of 2019, a couple weeks before this article was published, it was the 400-year anniversary of slaves arriving in America. And if you followed us earlier this year, we called Virginia to win the college basketball championship based on this riddle. Supposedly the slaves who arrived in America 400 years earlier arrived in Virginia. And the exact numbers that we talked about with Virginia winning the championship in college basketball were the exact numbers that ended up in the box score. So, ESPN gives us this story in this year of the Black QB. And realize that in NFL history, there's been 2 black quarterbacks who've won the Super Bowl. One is Doug Williams of the Washington Redskins, and he won with 42 points in the Super Bowl. 42. The other is Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. And Washington State, where Seattle is, Washington is the 42nd state in order of statehood. Washington, D.C., Washington State. George Washington was a slave owner. Slavery in Gematria equals 42. As does the N-word, as does February, as does a long list of words, which we'll get to in a moment. This year, this season, is a span of 42 seasons since Doug Williams was drafted, the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Of course, he played for the Redskins, not far from Baltimore, where Lamar Jackson plays. So, year of the black quarterback. Remember, the first game of the seasons, the Ravens scored 59 points. Negro, Slave, Rasta, Blues, they all summed to 59. The 2 numbers stamped all over black history are 42 and 59. February equals 42. February ends on the 59th day of the year. So, 42 points in this ritual. Lamar Jackson had a career-high 5 touchdowns. When you write out 5, it's 42. Again, slavery's 42, Jackie's 42, the N-word's 42, Tuskegee's 42, February's 42, Martin's 42, Malcolm X's 42, Huxtable's 42, Cosby Show's 42, and really that's just a short list. There's a whole lot more to throw on there. The biggest black sports star in the world right now, LeBron James, is another 42. Muhammad Ali's 42. And let's not forget, Muhammad Ali died at age 74, as I predicted years in advance. He died on June 3rd, 6'3", the day the Prophet Muhammad died. There was a 19-mile funeral procession for him in Louisville. And then right after that, the college football season got underway with 19-year-old Lamar Jackson. And throughout Lamar Jackson's entire college football career, his birthday was listed as the same day as Muhammad Ali's. They changed it once he left Louisville. They gave him a new birthday. But all through his Louisville years, he had the same birthday as Muhammad Ali. So, 42, right? And a few other things that are funny tonight. Tonight, the Baltimore Ravens picked up their 212th win in the regular season as a franchise. And they did it over the New York Jets. New York is the 212 area code. Look how many passing yards Lamar Jackson had tonight. 212. They couldn't have scripted it any better. By the way, a few other good ones. The Ravens made home teams 9-6 on Thursday Night Football. Baltimore Ravens equals 96. The divisors of 42 sum to 96. Tonight, the Baltimore Ravens picked up the 111th win for home teams this NFL season. New York equals 111. Again, this is how scripted the entire season is. And ESPN gave you a big part of the script by calling it Year of the Black Quarterback. Now, with regards to the 63 points, the word racism 63. Go back and see my work on the shaming of Bill Cosby. It was all about 63 again and again and again. 63 points in tonight's game. Today's date has 63 numerology. And again, when you know Gematria numerology, you can see through the scripting ever so clearly. You can call the games before they happen. You can dominate the world of sports as we do every single day on Patreon. And Gary, the numbers goon out there, he just did a podcast and called himself the king of sports decoding. Retire, you fat slob. You are a joke to humanity. You are a fraud, and you are nowhere near the king. I wouldn't even call myself the king, even though no one's done anything anywhere near what I have. But, again, Gary the numbers goon. Let's just go back to the 112th World Series, the year the Cubs won it. I guaranteed, and I don't use that word very often, but I guaranteed the Cubs would win the World Series in spring training that year. Gary the numbers goon did about 800 tweets throughout the year making fun of my pick, saying the Cubs had no chance. He had to pick about 5 different teams over the course of the year, wrong on all counts. When it was down to Indians and Cubs, he still couldn't get it right. He took the Indians. And lo and behold, I told people a month before the World Series was played it would be Cubs over Indians in Game 7 on November 2nd to conclude the 112th World Series. Exactly what it was. Gary the numbers goon wants to claim that he's the king of decoding sports. Retire, fat slob. You are a joke. You can't call jack shit. You know, I got more correct sports predictions in the past week than you have in your whole life. Anyway. Learn the code, see through what's really going on. This stuff's sick. And oh, by the way, today, the day this happened, December 12th, today's the day leaving 19 days left in the year. Jackson 19, it's 2019. He wears the number 8. 19's the 8th prime. Here's the stats from halftime. Guess how many yards his leading receiver had? 19, of course. Of course, his team had 55 total yards receiving, 55, and the reason why is Thursday Night Football is 257, the 55th prime. So, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.